Thanks to our magnificent brains, most of us live out our lives under the delusion that we are in control. But are our brains truly in control? Makes you think, doesn't it? Engrossed in the thrilling cinematic exploits of their ancestors, the freelance police have had no time to ponder these eternally vexing questions. But in mere moments, they and you will be plunged headfirst into these murky philosophical depths when Sam returns from his ill-timed bathroom break to discover they stole Max's brain.
Max? Little buddy? No, 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 no! No!
What happened?
Hey! What happened to Max? Talk!
We don't know!
1 second we were guarding the devil's toy box.
Then bam! Out went the lights!
Through a fog of rage, darkness, and raisinets, I tried to remember what Flint Paper told me about interrogating suspects.
Rule number one, don't let the suspect control the conversation. Get him talking, then surprise him. Interrupt him with a question, or call him a liar, freak him out. And if all else fails, bring little Miss Persuasion out for a stroll.
Actually, I think it was more of a boom, really.
Really? Because I distinctly heard it more like a bam.
Anyway, someone knocked us out with a booming and or bamming sound, and,
Well, that's the last thing we remember until you woke us up and started snarling at us.
yeah, that's the last thing we remember.
Rule number two, timing is everything. When you hear the suspect lying, that's when you jump in and accuse him.
Yup, I was totally unconscious the whole time. I certainly didn't see anything interesting, no sir.
Liar!
All right. I came to before Jebediah, just in time to hear the telltale sounds of a brain being removed from a bunny.
Obadiah, why didn't you do anything?
I was afraid. Afraid that he'd remove my brain too.
Who? Who took Max's brain?
It was the space gorilla.
Skunkape!
Of course! He must have been released from the penal zone when the toy box was stolen.
I'm so sorry.
Not half as sorry as that brain-stealing space ape's gonna be when I catch up with him.
Rule number three, mole men are easy. To crack the tough nuts, you'll need information to prove your case. Sometimes you gotta ask around to get the dirt on the doers. Now, go get 'em.
I wrote a mental note to thank Flint at Max's funeral and got ready to squeeze some punks. General Skunkape. I should have known. That space ape had wanted Max's brain ever since he found out it was special. Now that special brain was gone, and I was cut loose, drifting in the neon current, hoping for a lucky break. Hello, ugly. You're one of Skunkape's goons. Where's your boss? What did he do to my little buddy?
I don't know. I haven't seen General Skunkape since you unjustly imprisoned him in the penal zone. I'll never forget his final terrified howl as it echoed across the dimensional boundaries. Anyhow, since Skunkape's imprisonment, I've been reevaluating my life choices. I've abandoned violence for a career as a sign spinner. It's a very fulfilling, low-temperature...
You lie!
No, it's true! I've abandoned a life of violence and conquest for an honest, peaceful job as a sign spinner. See?
Ah, yes. So, where were we?
Enough about me. You should talk to the rat. Yes, the rat. He certainly seems...
Rat? What rat?
Frankie the rat. He traffics in stolen merchandise and tawdry gambling rings.
Where can I find him?
He hangs out on the corner of Veni and Vidi in the Latin Quarter.
Frankie the Rat. The name left a bad taste on my tongue and an itchy sensation in my boxers. Still, there wasn't a rodent more plugged into the bad wiring in the city. Hey, Rat.
Sam, buddy, how's it hanging?
My partner's got a bad case of a missing brain, and someone thinks you might know something about it.
Brain, huh? Well, I did see something unusual and brain-related a little while back.
Spill!
I was given directions to a confused tourist. Poor fella was wandering around in circles, scaring all the kiddies with his umlauts and tvortisnaks.
Then what?
I was almost done helping the guy, see? When bam! All of a sudden, this space ape comes barreling down the street, fighting with some other mook. A space ape carrying a brain!
Skunkape.
I hadn't seen anything that weird since Aunt Jacqueline's vacation slides from Pismo Beach, with the jellyfish on the wall.
What happened next?
So I grabbed the tourist, and we ducked behind a bunch of crates with the other gorilla. We kept our heads down until the fight moved on down the street. And that's all I know about the space ape what took your buddy's brain. No fooling. That's all I know. I don't know.
You lie!
Hey, Sam, I never lie about my cowardice. I'm really proud of it. So now what?
One more time. What do you know about my partner's brain?
It's like I was telling you. I was given directions to a confused tourist. Poor fella was wandering around in circles. Square! Hey, take it easy, big fella. I sent him right over that way, about 2 miles.
Frankie the Rat helping a tourist? It was absurd. Absurd like Max was, back when he had a brain. So imagine my surprise when I found Frankie's tourist wandering around the bad side of town.
Oh! Ah!
You, foreign guy, what's your story?
Ooh, an American police shakedown! How thrilling!
Yeah, it's a real honor. Now, what do you know?
Well, about an hour ago, I was getting directions to the museum district from one of your colorful local rats.
And Frankie sent you here?
Yeah.
Filthy lion rat.
You know, back in Europe, I had so many warnings about your country's rats, but this Frankie was so gracious and helpful. Anyhow, I was about to give him a tip for the help when all of a sudden the Weltraumliebe-Wachzauberkrieg erupted in the middle of one of your asphalt fjords. At least I think it was a Weltraumliebe-Wachzauberkrieg. It might have been more of an Ödeler Schurkenfreundl affair. But
Ultra super colored what now?
a Weltraumliebe-Wachzauberkrieg. My people's word for a stunning battle between a strangely garbed man and an alien space gorilla carrying a brain in a jar. So, where was I? Oh, yes! After the fight moved on, I discovered that someone had picked my pockets, leaving me empty-handed and ipple-skippled in a strange land. I left the scene of the crime, carrying nothing but the clothes on my back. You know what else? I'm starting to think that this isn't actually the museum district. Maybe I am mistaking the friendly... Is that one of your famous American handguns? Fascinating. We don't have any of these in Europe, you know. Shall I continue?
Let's hear your sad little story again, from the top.
Very well. About an hour ago, I was getting directions to the museum district from one of your colorful local rats. You know, back in Europe, I had so many warnings about your country's rats, but this Frankie was so gracious and...
Hurry it up.
I was about to give him a tip for the help, when all of a sudden a Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg erupted in the middle of one of your asphalt fjords. At least I think it was Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg. Might have...
Liar!
Nein, it really was a Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg. But more like a kleine Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg. But anyway, after the fight moved on, I discovered that someone had picked my pockets, leaving me empty-handed and ibble-skibbled in a strange land. I left the scene of the crime, carrying nothing but the clothes on my back. You know what else? I'm starting to think that this is...
Liar!
Moi? Lie? How dare you make such an accusation without a shred of proof? When I get back to the hotel, I will report you to the European consulate at once.
Fine.
Fine. No, where was I? Oh, yes.
Let's hear your sad little story again.
Very well. About an hour ago, I was getting... You know, back in Europe, I had so many warnings about...
Another lost soul on the highway of life, forced to get directions from the rats at their feet.
Excuse me? I'm afraid I don't understand your greedy American metaphors and allusions. Skunkape? I was about to give him a tip for the help. At least I think it was Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg. Might have been more of an ödeler Spuckenfreundl affair.
Then what?
After the fight moved on, you know what else? I'm starting to think that this isn't actually the museum.
What?
Ibble-skibbled. It's a common European word that describes the feeling of mild disorientation combined with nagging doubts about a rat. Honestly, what do they teach you Americans in your schools?
Video poker.
So, what else would you like?
Let's hear you.
Very well. About an hour. You know, back in Europe, I had so many warnings about your country's rats, but... Is that one of your famous... I was about... At least I think it was Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg. Is that one of your After the fight moved on, you know what else? I'm starting to think...
It's a strange land, all right. Strange and dark and twisted.
Please stop! I'm already ibble-skibbled enough.
Sorry.
De nada. Anything else? People in this country are so intense!
The tourists seemed like just another victim circling the drain, but I knew there was more to the story. It was time to circle back and flush out the truth. Frankie, what do you know?
I was given directions to a confused tourist.
To the museum district?
Yeah, poor fella was wandering around in circles, scaring all the kiddies with his umlauts and dvortis.
Don't lie to me, Frankie. I talked to your tourist, and it looks to me like you sent him over to the wrong side of town to get rolled by your rat pack.
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't, but this conversation is over. I ain't saying nothing till I get some legal representation. The nerve of some people, trampling a rat's God-given meringue.
You want a lawyer? Here's an attorney from Smith & Wesson.
Okay, I'll talk. Sheesh. Like you guessed, I gave the tourist directions to the bad side of town, but I was just winding him up, really. Hey, ask me, the schmuck deserved it. Acting all high and mighty and European, wearing his fancy socks.
You're lying! No, wait, you're not. Keep going.
Anyway, when the big fight broke out, me, the tourist, and the other gorilla ducked down behind the crate, and I, picked their pockets. The tourist was loaded with high exchange European stuff, but all the other guy had was funny...
Other gorilla? What other gorilla?
Believe it or not, it was another space ape. He was spinning a sign for some pet store, the poor schlub.
So that dirty punk sign spinner did see Skunkape.
Anyway, after the fight moved on, the tourist got a nice souvenir for his trouble, and I skedaddled back here. And And that's all I know, honest. Ask anybody. They'll vouch for old Frankie, if they know what's good for him, that is.
Souvenir?
Yeah, something fell out of the funny hat guy's pocket, and the tourist scooped it up.
What was it?
I don't know, something.
So the tourist didn't leave empty-handed after all.
So what now?
Stick around. I may be back.
I shall count the minutes.
Ooh, a repeat performance.
Let's run through it one more time. And speak slowly. I'm an American.
As I said before, about an hour ago, I was getting directions to the museum district from one of your colorful local rats. You know, back in Europe, I heard so many warnings about your country's rats, but this Frankie was so great.
You lie!
You're right, it was more like 57 minutes ago. Yeah, but you American police are stinklers. Anyhow, I was about to give him a tip for the help when all of a sudden a Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg erupted in the middle of one of your asphalt fjords. At least I think it was Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg. Might have been more of an
Liar!
Nay, it really was. After the fight moved on, I discovered that someone had picked my pockets, leaving me empty-handed and ipple-skippled in a strange land. I left the scene of the crime, carrying nothing but the clothes on my back. You know what else? I'm stuck.
Don't play innocent with me, metric lover. The rat saw you pick up something after the fight. Now spill!
Yeah, it's true. I took a souvenir from the fight. I didn't think anyone would notice. Here.
Norrington? Who the heck is Norrington?
I don't know. Just don't hurt me. You Americans are all animals. Animals.
Finally, a clue. Norrington. The name rang fewer bells than a sleigh in July. Fortunately, it didn't need to. Crimetron, do your stuff! What do you mean not found in database?
The Crimetron requires additional clues to make an informed deduction.
Clues? I haven't got time for clues. Max's body is starting to smell differently.
Then maybe you should stop yelling at my girlfriend and start with the clue-finding.
Grrr. Back! Now where's Skunkape?
I don't know. I haven't seen General Skunkape since you unjustly imprisoned him in the penal zone. I'll never forget his final terrified howl at
That story ain't gonna wash, Bonzo. Your pal Frankie told me all about how you and he hid from a fight between Skunkape and some other guy. Now make with the lip flapping and I better like what I hear.
It's true. A few of your Earth minutes ago, I was spinning my sign for Frankie the Rat and a tourist when General Skunkape came running down the street, chasing after a strangely garbed man. To my everlasting shame, I cowered behind a crate like a common Venusian, but
Strangely garbed?
yes, a man in a faded jacket and a strange hat. He seemed to be carrying a box of some sort. General Skunkape was in hot pursuit. After the general and the stranger fled the scene, I discovered that he had dropped this. I'm surprised he didn't come back for it, but he appeared to be in something of a hurry. Oh well.
What's that? A brain remover?
I believe it's one of the toys of power that my general has been collecting for the past 25 Kryleks.
I knew that. Give me that toy.
No! I need it to get back in General Skunkape's good graces. Once I return this artifact to the General, he'll forgive my temporary abandonment of his goals and welcome me back to his crew with open arms. Oh, how I've come to miss standing at my... That pitiful pop gun will never make me give up the rhinoplasty, Earth Dog.
Give me that toy!
No! Once I return this heart... Oh, how I've come to miss that...
Huh. You're fooling yourself, kid.
What are you talking about?
The only thing Skunkape's gonna welcome you with is a fistful of phasers. You can't go home again. You can't even get on the porch. You've tasted the apple, peed in the pool, bitten the hand that rocks the cradle. You're a sign spinner to him now, and that's all you're ever gonna be.
You're right. It's hopeless. No matter what I do now, I'll never soar through the galaxy at my general's side ever again.
And I hate to tell you, but you're not a very good sign spinner either. I hated to see a grown gorilla cry, so I got in the car and looked for another lost soul to join me as I gazed into the abyss. The last time we saw the rhinoplasty toy, Max's special brain used it to turn into a bazooka. Now it was gonna lead me to the guy who stole that special brain. It wasn't exactly ironic, but I didn't care. Okay, Crimetron, this is your last chance before I start looking for an upgrade. Come on, you obsolete hunk of junk. Talk! Where's Skunkape?
Sam, no!
Stop holding out on me!
Get away from her, you brute.
Finally.
Audiences across the country say, you're a monster, Sam.
What have you become?
The Museum of Mostly Natural History, the tarnished jewel of the city's once thriving museum district. Max and I always meant to visit, but we'd never gotten around to it. Now we were finally going to take in its thrilling and dubiously educational displays with a vengeance. All right, Skunkape, it's time to pay the piper, plus tax and applicable service fees. Hang tight, little buddy. Hang tight, little buddy. I'll take a look around after I track down Max's brain. Not now. I've got to find Max's brain. Later. I'll take a look around after I track down Max's brain. Not now. I've got to find Max's brain.
Technological might, necromancer!
Slow it down your simian hindquarters, barbarian!
Skunky and Paiperwaite? He's looking pretty spry for a 120-year-old. And there's the Devil's Toy Box. And is that...
Sam!
Get me out of here. This whole place smells like gorilla and patchouli.
The interloper who foiled my scheme to collect the Toys of Power and re-imprisoned me in the penal zone?
Sam? The great-grandson of the patroon who put the kibosh on my intricate plan to unleash Yog-Sothoth and take over the world?
I hate that guy.
I hate that guy!
Yes, a common enemy. I propose an alliance.
You get the galaxy, I get the Earth.
Agreed.
Nice going, Bubble Brain.
Don't blame me. I'm still trying to find the volume controls on this thing.
Minions, after him.
Sam? Ah, man. Now I'm stuck in here with the alliance of C-list supervillains. It was way more fun when they were fighting.
Well, at least I know that Max's brain is still alive and kicking. I'll never get back in there while Skunkape and Paiperwaite are working together. Maybe I can break up those lovebirds from out here.
Hey, you!
Who, me?
Don't get cute with me, wise guy. What are you doing in the museum after dark?
I'm Sam. I'm with the Freelance Police.
Freelance police, eh? I heard a lot about you guys. A lot. I'm Sal, museum's security guard. You must be looking into all the freaky shenanigans going on around here tonight, huh?
Yeah.
Well, feel free to poke around. But right now, you gotta do something about this pile of trash.
That's not trash. That's my partner.
Partner, trash, potato, potato. If it's not up and moving in the next few minutes, I'm tossing that smelly lump of guts into the incinerator.
Incinerator? Yeesh. Sal!
Keep it down, will ya? This is a museum, not a locker room.
Sal, why is that name so familiar? Wait a minute. Stinkies used to have a fry cook named Sal.
Yep, that'd be me.
A 6-foot-tall cockroach working at Stinkies? That's shocking! No, wait. What's that thing that's the complete opposite of shocking? So why did Grandpa Stinky fire you? I mean, aside from the whole disease-carrying vermin thing.
He, didn't approve of a cockroach in the kitchen.
That's strange. Grandpa Stinky never had problems with cockroaches before. Any idea what that paperweight loser is doing in the planetarium?
Hey, don't be calling Mr. Paperweight a loser. He's a stand-up guy who took me in and gave me a job.
He's not here, you know.
Nah, I got no idea what that loser's up to. Heck, I can't even understand half the things he tells me over the headphones.
Your boss is gathering demonic toys for a nefarious purpose.
Toys, eh? And what do you want me to do about it?
Call the Army, the Navy, the Swiss Guard.
You want me to turn on my boss? Dream on, buddy. This is a pretty cushy job here, and I ain't messing it up over a bunch of demonic toys.
Would you mind not throwing my little buddy into the museum's incinerator?
What can I do, Sam? If Mr. P finds another corpse strewn about all willy-nilly on the exhibit floor, he's gonna kick my thorax right to the unemployment office. You say your friend's still alive? You better get him moving.
Would you mind not throwing my little buddy into the museum's incinerator?
What can I do, Sam? If Mr. P finds another corpse strewn about all willy-nilly on the exhibit floor, he's gonna kick my thorax right to the unemployment office. You say your friend's still alive? You better get him moving.
But he hasn't got a brain.
Well, maybe you should find him a new one. Sheesh, some detective you are.
Don't look now, but there's a scandalously clad intergalactic despot running roughshod through your museum.
You mean General Skunkape? He's an A1 buttwad, all right. But what are you gonna do? Mr. Paperweight's rolled out the red carpet for him and his minions.
Don't you think you should alert the authorities?
What? Lose my job?
How's life with Skunkape?
Skunkape. That's a good one. I'll have to remember that. Not so bad. Aside from the big gorilla over there guarding the door, most of these apes just hang out in the planetarium.
Nice headphones. Listening to the game? Or maybe some Black Flag?
No, these are my official museum guard emergency headphones. I gotta wear these so that Mr. Paiperwaite can tell me where to go in case of a security emergency. Of course, I haven't heard from him in a while. He must be busy up there with that space gorilla guy.
See you, Sal.
Be careful out there, Sam. This place is cuckoo tonight.
To witness the final stage of the coming apocalypse, turn the hourglass. Okay. Whoa, I did not see that coming.
Earth Dog Man, where do you think you're going?
I'm, just looking for the snack foods exhibit.
No one leaves here. Skunkape's orders.
Why?
We're supposed to be on the lookout for, Sam. That's it, Sam. Are you Sam?
No, my name is, Tyrone. Sam's that guy.
"'Tis we! I've arrived at the world-famous Museum of Mostly Natural History. And look, a cute little animatronic monkey!
Mahila to Skunkape, I've successfully neutralized the one known as Sam.
Yes? Describe him.
Hey, hairless, difficult to place accent.
That's not Sam, you fool! Now don't bother me again until you find Sam.
Apparently that, wasn't Sam.
Oh well, happy hunting.
Thank you, Tyrone.
It says it's an information desk, but I feel dumber just looking at it. Museum of Mostly Natural History guided tour. Ah, an audio guide that attempts to make sense of the nonsensical museum displays. I should tape one of these for our office.
Behold, the dread wonder of Yog-Sothoth, overfiend of the dark dimension.
Yeah, I'm glad my great-grandpa stopped that trans-dimensional beauty from manifesting in the East Side. Hey, it's a Moai head. How's it hanging, big guy? Fine, be that way. Inexplicable object of unknown provenance.
Welcome to the Museum of Mostly Natural History. My name is Anton Paiperwaite, and I'll be your narrator on this self-guided tour today.
Hey, Sal, look. 3 monkeys violating that statue of a head.
Where? I didn't see nothing, which is a good thing since we put all the monkeys down in storage with the leather jackets.
Welcome to the Museum of Mostly Natural History.
Mr. Paiperwaite. Gee, thanks. That's the nicest thing you've said since you hired me. So, what can I do for you, boss?
Let us begin. Please make your way to the Mesozoic era exhibit in the center of the main floor.
The dinosaur exhibit. You got it.
Although it lasted for only 7 weeks during the late summer of 56 million BC, the Mesozoic era produced an incredible explosion of evolutionary diversity, most of which was quickly erased by less ridiculous creatures.
I did not know that. Thanks, boss. Anything else, boss?
Gently yank the bone to hear the roar of the Boyosaurus Henway.
Yank the bone. You got it. Oh, looks like everything's working A-okay, boss. Anything else, boss?
Please make your way to the animatron of the terrible beast assaulting the city.
The beast attacking the city. I see a beast, boss, but he's not attacking any city. Anything else, boss?
Please proceed to the Treasures of the Forgotten Pharaoh exhibit.
The Egypt exhibit? Right away, boss. Boss? Well, if you don't have anything else for me, I'll just head back to the base.
I had no idea ancient Egypt was so madcap. Hey, it's me. Give or take 4,000 years and a decent tailor. Ooh, pointy and dangerous. Two of my favorite things. Max would love to get his hands on this doohickey. Too bad he doesn't have any hands right now. Ancient Egyptian brain screw. The engravings on this particular brain screw indicate that it was reserved for pharaohs, viziers, or other high-ranking muckety-mucks. Muckety-mucks? The museum's copywriter must have thought no one would read that far. Senseless vandalism has its place, but this isn't it. Ah, the Sphinx. I can almost smell it. Seriously, it smells like aspen here. It's too bad Max's mighty psychic brain isn't here. There's all sorts of new phone numbers on this courtesy phone. The seven-sided pyramid of Hikaba was the crowning glory of Kestimpum the Tiny until it collapsed under its staggering weight and unorthodox design. If you're going to putrefy and decompose, you might as well do it in style. I guess Sal's out of range. I wonder how Max is holding up.
Hey, minions!
Yes? Don't talk to the squishy one, me T-ho. The general says his brain has the power to cloud apes' minds.
Flatterer. Hey, minions!
Yes? Don't talk to the squishy one, me...
Look at all those cool psychic toys! Am I doing that?
Indeed, yes. Your psychic brain, melded to Monsieur Paiperwaite's sorcery and my super science, have created a techno-arcanic whirlpool, drawing the toys to this convenient container.
So that explains the giant sucking sound in my head.
No, that's just you.
What's that for?
controls our new laser light show. It will bring many, many young people to the museum.
If you can lure them away from their zoetropes.
Increasing field radius. Yes.
Hey, Skunkape!
Yes.
I see you've got your old band of lackeys back together.
Yes, yes. My mighty army is once again ready to take on the galaxy. At least they would be if Paiperwaite's filthy security guard wasn't underfoot. That disease-carrying insect had better keep his pestilent thorax away from my boys.
Why are you working with that creepy Paiperwaite guy?
Monsieur Paiperwaite and I have reached an accommodation.
Is that legally permitted in this state?
I'm lending my scientific prowess to his mystical efforts to draw the toys of power into the so-called Devil's Toy Box.
That spell thing Paperwaite's working on. It wouldn't have something to do with summoning an elder god by the name of Yog-Sothoth, would it?
Now that you mention it, Yog-Sothoth's name did come up once or twice. He's certainly touchy about that precious tapestry of his.
Yeesh. What are you two scamps doing with the Devil's Toy Box?
We're tapping the nigh-infinite power of your brain to create a bifurcated vortex of technological and arcane energies to impel the toys of power to return to their point of origin via a 5-dimensional matrix of quantum foam and sympathetic magics.
Yes, of course.
You have no idea what I just said, do you?
No, but if it means more psychic toys for me, then vortex away. Now that you and Fezhead have stopped fighting, could you tell me how my brain ended up outside my sexy little body?
I took it from you after I was suddenly ejected from the penal zone.
How come I didn't notice?
You appeared to be entranced by a primitive form of Earth entertainment.
Around here, we call it a popcorn coma, big guy. Could you go over there for a while? The way you're salivating over my anterior cortex is creeping me out, frankly.
Very well.
Hey, you! Fez guy!
What is it?
Pretty grubby joint you got here.
It's one of the finest collections in the world. Our Yog-Sothoth tapestry is one of a kind.
Gee, it'd be a shame if Skunkape's minions ripped your tapestry to shreds and used it for space towelettes. You know, accidentally.
Yeah, don't even think of such a thing.
What are you and Corporal Buttcheeks here doing with the Devil's Toy Box anyway?
We're unwinding and rewiring the synapses of your brain to cast a blasphemous net of tech necromancy across reality so that the toys of power may be properly encased within the Devil's Toy Box.
Ah, that's about what I thought.
Really? Repeat what I just said.
Blah, blah, blah. I've got a wonderful brain. Blargy, blargy. More toys for me. Why are you and that big dumb ape Skunkape working together?
General Skunkape and I have had a meeting of minds over our mutual loathing of you, your partner, and your forefathers.
So that added up to what? One mind between you?
I just hope his brain-dead minions can dispose of your partner without injuring any of my employees.
What's the story with the giant cockroach you've got guarding the museum?
You mean Sal? He's a bit of a charity case. A little slow, but fiercely loyal. And if the General's smelly hooligans harm just one hair on his antenna, there'll be heck to pay. Heck, I say!
How come you haven't aged a day since my great-grandpa kicked your demon-summoning butt back in the olden times?
The horrible secret of my apparent immortality is too terrible to comprehend, and would surely drive an uninitiated mind such as yours to the brink of madness were I to utter it.
So, Pilates then? What are you doing in this 2-bit museum anyway?
Since my defeat at the hands of your meddling ancestors, I've insinuated myself into the archaeological community, painstakingly gathering the requisite toys of power necessary to reopen a doorway between our world and the realm of Yog-Sothoth.
Nerd. You're a magical mumbo-jumbo guy, so maybe you can tell me. What's the deal with me having psychic powers all of a sudden? Am I going through the change?
It's difficult to say. The only minds on this plane capable of wielding the toys of power are the insane, the simple, or the defective.
Ah, you've been reading my press, kid.
But encountering two special brains in the same bloodline is practically unheard of. Your lineage is most peculiar and dangerous.
You should see us during holiday cookouts. Could you try and stop your new buddy from zapping Sam with a banana-shaped ray gun or whatever?
Why should I give a hell-beast's hangnail about the fate of Sameth's brood?
Well, let me get back to you on that. All this talking with my brain is making me tired. Let's talk later.
Looks like Max is stoking the fires of discord. I'll see if I can add some fuel from out here. Although the Hindenburg met its fiery demise in 1937, its sister ship, the Aeroschwein, is still in operation today and was a stunt double in the 1968 musical Let's All Go for a Ride in My Beautiful Balloon. So that's where that song came from. Coming soon, a brief history of bad ideas in transportation. I hope Max's brain and body are reunited by the time this exhibit opens. He loves tooling around in comically unviable vehicles.
And finally, the pride of the museum. Please proceed to the Knights of Yog-Sothoth display.
Knights of Yog-Sothoth exhibit? Right away, sir.
The Order of Yog-Sothoth were an ancient society of mystic knights dedicated to serving an overfiend of the dark dimensions. This priceless tapestry, woven from the meticulously groomed back hair of the knights, is all that remains of their order.
That's really illuminating, boss. Anything else, boss?
To see the terrifying power of the Yog-Sothoth tapestry, pull the sword from the eyeball.
Pull the sword? Will do, boss. Looks okay to me. Anything else, boss?
Please proceed to the Treasures of the Forgotten Pharaoh exhibit.
The Egypt exhibit? Right away, boss.
I guess Sal's out of range.
I'll head back to base now, Mr. P.
Proceed to the Treasures of the Forgotten Pharaoh exhibit.
The Egypt exhibit? Right away, boss.
I guess Sal's out of range.
I'll head back to base now, Mr. P.
Hey, guard guy.
Don't bother me, Tyrone. I've got to keep a lookout for Sam.
Right. I'll just let you get back to that. Eucalyptus porcus, the long-extinct bacon plant, was the evolutionary forerunner of today's domesticated swine. I don't think evolution works that way, but I kind of wish it did. That's interesting. Holyoke, Massachusetts. If I remember my field guide for otherworldly incursions correctly, that tentacle's a flagellum from the dark dimension. Somehow I doubt they're gonna lure in the jaded thugs of today with laser light shows. Not enough despinings to hold a young person's attention. I hope Max is okay in there.
Hey, bad guys, how about a little light show? It's getting boring in here.
I'm afraid that tonight's performance of Mundane Objects in Space, A Cosmic Odyssey, has been cancelled, so that the Yeneler and I might use the projector to summon the scattered psychic toys from the four corners of the globe.
Aww.
Amulon scanners at full power.
I guess no one's gonna be able to enjoy the classic combination of dubious astronomy and classic 70s rock until I break up these BFFs. Is that an espresso machine? Because I've always wanted to pour caffeine directly into my brain.
This device is used to maintain the complex matrix of energies between the Devil's Toy Box, your magnificent brain, and Paperwaite's chaos magic, and funnel them into the planetarium's crude projector.
Fascinating. Now tell me more about my magnificent brain.
Yes.
Please, help us reach our goal. Operators are standing by to take your call.
I can feel them.
Come to Max, you dangerous little psychic toys! What's that for?
That controls our new laser light show. It will bring many, many young peoples to the museum.
If you can lure them away from their zoetropes.
Toxicodendron paleness. a prehistoric and virulent form of poison ivy, was 7 times as irritating as its modern counterpart. Primitive life forms were often driven into fits of howling, scratching rage by the merest sampling of T. paleness' secretions. It's hard to believe something that pretty could be so annoying.
Please make your way to the animatron of the terrible beast assaulting the city.
The beast attacking the city. Right away, boss.
Humanity has long pondered about the eventual fate of the Earth. Today, thanks to sophisticated supercomputers, scientists have determined that the world will end in the year 2015 as giant monsters, environmental disasters, and political apathy combine to turn our world into an unlivable hellhole shortly before the sun unexpectedly goes nova.
Yeah, boss. Very informative. Anything else, boss?
The museum is proud to have recently obtained the preserved remains of the mysterious forgotten pharaoh of ancient Egypt.
That's great, boss. Well, what do you want me to do now? Anything else, boss?
Now, poke the eyes to see an ancient, brutal civilization spring to life.
Poke the eyes. Okay. I'd poke its eyes, boss, but I can't reach him. Anything else, boss?
Please make your way to the animatron.
I'm already there. Anything else, boss?
Let us begin. Please make your way to the Mesozoic era exhibit in the center of the main floor.
The dinosaur exhibit. You got it.
Now, poke the eyes to see an ancient, brutal civilization spring to life.
I'd poke its eyes, boss, but I can't reach him. Anything else, boss?
And finally, the pride of the muse. Please proceed to
Knights of Yog-Sothoth exhibit? Right.
gently yank the bone to hear the roar of the Poyosaurus henway.
Yank the bone? There's no bones here, boss. Anything else, boss?
To see the terrifying power of the
Pull the sword? Will do, boss. Looks okay to me. Anything else, boss? I'll head back to base now, Mr. P.
I'd better find a way to get Max's body moving before Sal chucks it into an incinerator. It's too bad Max's mighty psychic brain isn't here. There's all sorts of new phone numbers on this courtesy phone. Neolithic mustache clippers? I'd run out of ammo before I did any serious damage, or wacky damage for that matter. Senseless vandalism has its place, but this isn't it.
Your primitive projectile weapons are useless against my dense alien hide, Earthspawn.
Senseless vandalism. Senseless vandalism has its place. That fellow reminds me of my great-granduncle Eustachius. Canis erectus. This freakish tooth, dating from the late Flammarian era, is thought to represent an evolutionary dead end of heavyset man-dog hybrids. This night was bad enough, but now my distant ancestors are getting insulted by pasty-faced anthropologists. Hey, Sal. What's with all the apes running around?
Beats me. Mr. Paiperwaite told me to steer clear of them. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Nice headphones. Listening to the game? Or maybe some Black Flag?
No, these are my official museum guard emergency headphones. I gotta wear these so that Mr. Paiperwaite can tell me where to go in case of a security emergency. Of course, that last one wasn't much of an emergency. Oh well. I'm sure he had his reasons.
See you, Sal.
Careful out there, Sam. This place is cuckoo tonight.
Tapestry of Yog-Sothoth, Overfiend of the Dank Dimensions, on loan from the East Village chapter of the Knights of Yog-Sothoth. He doesn't look so tough. Normally, the code of the freelance policeman frowns on stealing ancient brains, but desperate times call for icky measures. Ew, it's warm and pulsing and wriggly. I don't know whether to be repulsed or use it as a neck massager. Maybe this carefully preserved gray matter will get Max's body moving, or at least twitching and drooling unnervingly. Hello? Anybody in there?
Torments of Osiris will be laid upon your feet, heretics! The wrath of the... I knew Anubis!
No, but I get that a lot. I'm Sam.
Oh my! A new body! And it's so energetic!
That's probably one of Max's sugar rushes. You'll just want to ride him out until you get used to him.
Well, I suppose you want some sort of tedious boon in return for rescuing our spirit from the shadowy realms, yes?
Well, if it's not too much trouble, Your Majesty, I could use some help retrieving Max's brain from a couple of world-conquering Nimrods.
I believe we can aid you in your quest, but where will my brain go after we've restored this Max?
Well, if everything goes as planned, I suppose you can take your pick between an ethnic sorcerer and a superpowered space gorilla.
A gorilla? That does sound promising. Very well, we shall grant your boon. It shouldn't be too much trouble with all these toys of the gods secreted in this fuzzy little body.
Toys of the gods? Do you have the gift?
Is that what they're calling it these days? My people always called it the Curse of Horus. Ungrateful wretches.
Neat. If you've got creepy brain powers, this rescue's gonna be a walk in the park. Ready to roll?
Lead on, barbarian. Ah, the arrow of power. But where is the disc of madness? Or the orb of unending bounciness?
We haven't found them yet. But here, take a gander at this.
Ah, the wondrous essence thief! How well I remember disguising myself as a palm frond to observe the forbidden rituals at the Temple of Adolescence.
You tyrannical scamp.
How droll, a talking skull. I'm sure that will be useful. My new form reminds me of my summer pyramid on the shores of Bar El Zaraf.
And it'll come in handy in the unlikely event that we need a 7-sided die to defeat Skunkape. Ooh, pointy and dangerous. Two of my favorite things.
Why does this simple device fill me with such a feeling of unspeakable dread?
I think that's just Max's body having a tingle of anticipation. It does that when it sees exotic weaponry.
Ah.
If you're going to putrefy and decompose, you might as well do it in style.
You're telling me? That's the Buckingham Imperial model with the optional scorpion proofing.
Future vision.
Hey Max, check this out. It turns out that Lady Godiva was a dude.
Ooh, icky.
Well, either I managed to return Max's brain to his body in the future, or you're destined to learn a killer Max impression.
Let's move on.
Hey, Your Majesty, check out these spiffy phone numbers.
Phone numbers? Ah, hieroglyphics to activate the translocation toy. We always wondered how that device worked.
It probably would have helped if the ancient astronauts who taught you how to build pyramids had left behind a few telephones. Say, one of those phone numbers is brand new.
Future vision. Teleportation.
So this is Paiperwaite's office.
What a dump!
Someone's coming.
Why have you left the planetarium?
That intergalactic bully is driving me bananas, and his minions are a threat to my beautiful museum. Can't you do something?
Get a grip on yourself, man. Can't you see our long struggle to gather the toys is almost over?
You think I don't know that? I've been dreaming of this second chance for decades.
Then stop whining and get back in there.
Yes, sir, Dr. Norrington. Right away, Dr. Norrington.
Norrington.
His imperious attitude puts me in mind of a lute teacher we fed to my crocodiles for correcting my divine embouchure.
You know, Max's patter is a lot less...
violent?
multisyllabic. Check it out, Your Majesty. An insanely detailed top-down drawing of the city.
What a remarkable illusion of depth.
Oh yeah, you didn't have perspective and vanishing points in your time, did you?
Of course we did. Why, we had a whole chamber full of perspectives and a headdress adorned with vanishing points. And... shut up!
This office could use a little tidying up and a good firm raising. This office could use a little tidying up and a good firm raising. 4 ancient diabolical summoning spells. One pretty good chili recipe. Looks like Paiperwaite subscribes to Obazoth's nonsensical Grimoire Club.
Rhinoplasty.
How amazing! We've been transmogrified into a glittering futuristic metropolis! But why do we feel like we're about to vomit?
That'd be the East River. Try to breathe through your mouth.
Rhinoplasty. Teleportation.
Hey, guard guy.
Don't bother me, Tyrone. I've got to keep a lookout for Sam.
Ooh, he's a smart one, isn't he?
Who is this annoying cretin? Are you Sam?
We are the Pharaoh, you odiferous primate, and you would do well to kneel in our presence.
How about I make you dance instead?
Please make your way to the Almatron of the terrible beast assaulting the city.
The beast attacking the city. Let's see. Ah, there it is.
Now, poke the eyes to see an ancient, brutal civilization spring to life.
Poke its eyes. Really? Oh, well, you're the boss.
What in the name of Gorgar?
What should I do now, boss? Hey! Ouch! My thorax! My beautiful thorax!
By the underrealms of Embo, what is going on out here?
I kinda hated doing that to poor Sal.
Yes, most unfortunate. Beetles are sacred in my culture.
Actually, I think he's a cockroach.
Really? Then let him rot.
General Skunkape!
What?
I would very much appreciate it if your minions would refrain from manhandling my employees.
And I would appreciate it if you stopped using speciest words like manhandling.
Oh, take it like a man, you big ape.
I can't believe I have allied myself to a sniveling irritant like you.
Irritant? Do you think I enjoy having my schemes yoked to an uncouth, half-naked space fascist who can't even capture a 6-foot-tall dog in a suit?
I assume you can do better, you half-witted conjurer?
Watch me.
Nice simmering. One more unfortunate misunderstanding should be enough to push Tom and Nicole here straight into supervillain divorce court. Hey, Apezilla!
What?
Why are you working with that creepy paperweight guy?
Because I foolishly believed that I could tolerate a brief alliance with this insulting necromancer in order to gather the toys of power. I even consented to allow him to complete that stupid little spell he'd been working on.
That spell thing Paperweight's working on. It wouldn't have something to do with summoning an elder god by the name of Yog-Sothoth, would it?
I wouldn't be surprised. Every other word out of that cretin's mouth is Yog-Sothoth. You'd think that tapestry was his security blanket the way he carries on about it.
Oh boy.
Don't touch the Yog-Sothoth tapestry. Yog-Sothoth is unstoppable. Words cannot describe the unspeakable terror of Yog-Sothoth.
I need some me time.
Very well.
Yo, PWA!
What? I'm busy.
So, about Sal.
Sal? He is recovering from an unprovoked assault by a vicious space monkey.
Ah, poor guy. He deserves a space monkey who'll treat him right. I sure hope Skunkape's boys don't trash your museum. I bet the hairballs are piling up already.
If those space simians monkey with my precious tapestry, they will feel my hot, explosive wrath.
Fine. Just keep your hot wrath off my jar, will ya? It takes forever to clean. Why are you and that big dumb ape Skunkape working together?
I have no earthly idea. Dr. Norrington keeps telling me that Skunkape is the key to finally gathering all the toys and completing the spell, but nothing is worth this abuse. Nothing!
Yes. Feel the hate grow within you. All this talking with my brain is making me tired. Let's talk later.
Whee!
Be careful, Your Highness. You're full of hydrogen and dangerously unstable.
Oh, lighten up. I have. Whee!
Could you move just a little bit to the left, Your Majesty?
Why?
No reason. Oh, the subhumanity.
That was really quite exhilarating.
You're welcome.
Now never do it again.
No problem. Whoops.
Let go of me, commoner!
Shh.
Who is making all that inferno racket? Yaxagov! No!
Never place your hands on our divine personage.
Lighten up, Your Majesty. I think we're about to see some fireworks.
Skunkape!
What?
One of your ignorant minions has destroyed the museum's priceless Yogg-Sothoth tapestry!
Oh, really?
Ahila! Yes, sir.
Did any of you destroy Mr. Paperwaite's precious tapestry?
No, sir.
I believe you owe me an apology, partner.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Apology accepted.
Sorry your minions are trigger-happy Neanderthals.
That's it! I've had it up to here with your incessant, petulant whining!
Petulant? Well, I've had it up to here with your imperious attitude and your odoriferous banana breath.
Banana breath? Banana breath? This alliance is over!
So be it!
It warms my heart to see these two fighting again. At least I think it does. Sam better come get me before these two losers knock over my jar, or worse, kiss and make up!
Wait here, Your Majesty. This move's gonna require some sneakiness, and that body you're wearing isn't really known for its stealth.
Very well.
Resistance is pointless, Terran flea!
Eat my primordial wrath, monkey boy!
Sam! It's about time.
I would have been here 2 or 3 explosions ago if someone I know had the slightest bit of impulse control.
Hey, my body's walking around without my brain. How'd you work that out?
I found a loner in the creepy Egyptian exhibit. Nice kid, but a little bit of an attitude. Now let's get out of here before Goofus and Gallant figure out that we've played them for chumps. Come on, Your Highness. Your Majesty?
The toy box! It's mine again!
The box!
Sam, you didn't stick the brain of a psychically gifted, unstable adolescent pharaoh in my cute little body, did you?
Maybe.
It's so cool!
Must resist.
Norrington, help me!
My hammer of Ptah, the hairballs of Bastet, and the hangnails of Anubis. Reality itself will kneel before Samunmak!
Maybe we should be leaving.
You think?
And so ends another mind-boggling mystery solved by the loping wits and the capriciously applied violence of the freelance police. Who's up for a sugar grenade?
What the hell are you talking about, Sam? I'm still a brain in a jar!
Don't be silly, Max. You've always been a brain in a jar.
No, I haven't. I'm a short, sexy lagomorph with an enormous mouth and dead, shark-like eyes.
Hold that thought, little buddy. We've got some idolizing to do.
Say what?
Samunmak is handsome! Samunmak is cute!
When we think of Samunmak, we give a big salute!
Oh, you have got to be kidding!
Attention, everyone! From this point forward, those little things at the ends of your shoelaces. Aglets? Yes, aglets are hereby decreed to be the most horrible things in all the world.
It's a good thing I don't wear shoes.
Sam, snap out of it!
Snap out of what?
Ah! Just get me out of here! I gotta find my body! I don't have any psychic toys!
Max, beware.
Who said that?
Who said what?
Hold on, Sam. I think I'm getting a call from a new psychic friend.
Well played, Max. Sam must suspect nothing. Only you can untangle the twisted reality woven by Samunmak.
Me? Oh, there's a great plan. What am I gonna do, leak all over him?
Make contact with the rebels. They will give you the tools you need.
I don't see any rebels.
You will know them by their backhanded salute. Now, I must leave before I am discovered. Good luck, Max. We're all counting on you.
Who are you, anyway?
You may call me Dr. Norrington.
So, what now, little buddy?
What about, oh, I don't know, getting my body back?
I keep telling you, Max, you've never had a body.
All right, fine. Let's go find someone with a backhanded salute.
What for?
For the thrill of it.